Yo, what's up, YouTube? My Vault videos for the past 2 weeks have gotten corrupted, but surely not this one. Not this one, not this week. Because it's corruption week in game, so that's all the corruption we can handle. Here are the vaults. I went pretty hard on the turbo boost. I basically had enough crests, and I had enough crests on transmutes and stuff that my DK was basically fully eye level maxed right off the rip for what this character can have. Kinda same on, actually no, it wasn't the same on the others. My druid was just able to get the achievement really quickly, and as you can see I have 4 characters that are 680 or higher. My DK is actually the lowest eye level equipped. On Unholy I'm 679, on Frost I'm like barely I'm like just under 680. And then yeah, if I were to equip my best gear I'd be 681, but or my highest eye level gear, but it's not my best gear. Anyways, we'll go reverse order. Didn't do much on Bat Squash. I don't really know. I leveled this Warlock because Affliction kind of sounded fun, but the more I played it, the quality of life on this spec was just kind of rough, honestly. It doesn't... What's that sound? That car outside? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, the more I played it, the more... The quality of life is just so rough. Like, if people chain pull, Vile Taint just feels like the worst ability ever. Freaking 30-second cooldown that duration doesn't even last the entire time of the dot. It just not it. I ended up getting an offhand from the vault last week. These stats are really good for Affliction. It also had Leech. I passed up a Hero House of Cards to get that. I am not going to do that again. I don't think those are Crit Mastery Bracers, but I could always craft that. I just take... I do have Signet. I feel like I should take the house. Well, the argument's either I can just deny a House of Cards, because I still haven't spent that, or like I still have my chips, or I could just get a Mythic version if I have a Reclear, so I guess I am taking the Bracers. We stay greedy over here. The stats are just good, like, Mastery Crit is kind of what Affliction wants. Not kind of, it is exactly what I want as Affliction. This character's 663. I mean, I would just have to crest farm on it. I'm saving Gilded to craft, pretty much. But craft a one-hander, I have a lot of potential on that slot. Yeah, sky is the limit technically for this character. If I decided I want to play it a lot, I could easily get it up. This might be an end of season, like, demonology spam character or destruction spam character, like learn those other specs, but I haven't been feeling the Affliction that much. I'm gonna open my Paladin next. My Paladin did 3 out of 8 Mythic, as did my Warrior. My Warrior only did a couple heroic bosses to help a friend, help a couple friends actually. So yeah, I'll talk about the Warrior after the Paladin. I've been having a lot of fun on the Warrior. Paladin's pretty simple. Couple Mythic bosses for the vault slot, and some heroic or some Mythic dungeons. The question is what I open this with. So I spent my dinar on Mythic Pacemaker because it's good for both ret and prot. So if I go to like all these specs, as Holy, I'm 679.62. As prot, I think I'm 680.44, and then as ret, I'm 680.62. I still have recrafts to do on this, or a recraft. Okay, I did both weapons. I have a recraft on Binding of Binding, and then I'm going to craft either gloves or belt, because I think I don't really care about the verse, and I have 5 tier pieces, so I think I'm going to craft gloves on this character. I don't really know what that means for me in terms of what weapon I want, so there's a one-hander from both... There's a one-hander from both Vexy and Reverb that's in my vault pool. It depends what spec I'd care about getting it on more. Maybe Holy is the play, just because I don't really care about... I don't want to get the tank trinket from Vexy, so I'm thinking Holy is the play. And there's not really a ret trinket I want. Yeah, I think I just open in Holy, and we see what happens. I don't know that matters a lot. I like playing all three specs on this character. The Butter Boy is as flexible, as versatile as ever. Reverb Radio. Do I have mythic legs? I do have mythic legs. Never taken these trinkets. It could be a socket angle. It could be a socket angle. I really don't know how good this radio is. I have a hard time believing it's going to be better than Pacemaker Signet or Pacemaker and Heroic Energy Drink for Ret or Prot. And for Holy, no way I'd play it over Pick Me Up. Maybe I would play Double Passive Trinket over Signet. I think it might just be a socket angle. I think it's a socket. I need sockets long term anyways. I don't think I'm going to really use the radio. So, I'm going to just buy this and put it on before I forget. I'm not really upset about a socket on this. This character has so much... Like, these characters, is just at the point of the season, like... I really don't need gear that much. I think I'm going to put it in the helm. Yeah, I really just don't need that much gear. Like, there's only so many things you can even hit on nowadays, I feel like. My characters are like 3 or 4 eye levels from full Abyss, and everything but my DK and I guess sort of my Druid don't really have access to get the best items. So my Prot Warrior, I've actually been having a lot of fun playing Prot. I'd like to play this more and more challenging content. Most of my keys last week were super low, just helping friends get back into the game. Why am I turbo zoomed in? What was that? That was so cursed. Yeah, I'm just playing Prot on this character. I like Prot. The other 2 specs. Put my Dinar on a Mythic Pacemaker on this as well. That is tragic. That is not bad. A crit haste speed cloak or a crit mastery one-hander. So it is a 684 potential one-hander. I really don't want mastery though. Crit haste, ooh, shield might have to be the answer. I do like having speed on cloak, but this is more side grade than anything, and that's actually an embellishment slot. Yeah, those are my embellishment slots, because I think ultimately I want my gloves to be myth tier, and I want this chest to be an off-piece chest. So I think the shield is the play here, and that's pretty... That is actually quite nice. I will take that. I actually missed the myth shield. Really good stats on this thing. Or Prot Warrior. Been lost here. I've been starting to farm the Dark Fuse reputation, and that's honestly been pretty chill. I'm not really that far into it, but I've been enjoying it. Let's just go ahead and fully max this before I forget, and bang. 684 shield, not too bad. I'm now 681 equipped on this character. That might be the highest on any character. I really want to get Mythic gloves. I think I'll craft these if I don't get them from Mythic Raid Pug this week. And then, yeah, eventually I want to Mythic gloves here, swap the chest because I hate mastery. And that character is pretty much done, honestly. Like, one more Mythic ring and a weapon, that's pretty much it. So the Druid also pugged 2 out of 8 Mythic. This Druid still does have One-Armed Bandit in the loot pool. I took Mythic best in slots on both my Druid and my Death Knight. On the Druid mostly for fun, but these characters, they both kind of just want... It's very straightforward what I want on these characters. I want best in slots, Jaster Diamond, House of Cards. You could argue Mythic Moxie Jug on my Druid, however, I think for Mythic Plus, I'd rather have this Blaziken Wax than the Moxie Jug. So running that plus House of Cards, I think would be a little bit better for me. Make sure I'm balanced always, I think, on this. Actually, does Feral have access to... If Feral has access to House of Cards, which I don't know why it wouldn't, maybe Feral is the play so I can get a weapon. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Feral. One-Armed Bandit, loot. Druid and Feral. Yeah, House of Cards is still on the loot table. All right, let's do that. Let's see if I can get a weapon for Feral. It'd be fun to try that. Why not? Okay, Mythic Legs I already have. Verse Mastery Ring I pretty much would never want. That I also would never want. Crit Mastery Gloves. What are my crafted pieces? It's just boots and that. I have two embellishment or two recrafts I can do on this character actually. That I can just send right now when I want to, and then I need a Jaster Diamond on this. Okay. I'm thinking that's just a socket, and I put it on my helm. That's what it's looking like to me. Yeah, I think socket. That's the thing. I'm gonna have to take sockets on these characters eventually. Ain't no problem. The only character I really would like to not get a socket on is my DK, and that's less because of not needing it, and way more just because I already have a socket on my bracers and my helm. And I could socket my belt, however, we're getting a Delve belt soon. Okay, last character, DK. We killed Muggsy last week. I don't think I really need anything from Muggsy. We're gonna kill Gallia this week, almost without a doubt. You know, turbo boosted. So, I'd be shocked if we didn't. We are extending as well, so we're gonna have all of our raid time on it. The dream, the absolute dream here, is a Mythic House of Cards. I will settle for a hero energy drink just to have the option to be flexible on these. I took the best in slot Frost belt out of my vault last week, and then I got the best in slot Unholy belt off of Bandit in the raid. So I just randomly got two best in slot belts. Don't really need anything else. Theater legs would be crazy. Rescue keg would be nice. Either of those are good. I moved my embellishments onto my cloak and bracers because that's the long-term best. So jewelry, I suppose, I could get would be fine. And yeah, Mythic House of Cards. It's in this vault. Let's make sure I'm on the right loot spec. I could open this in Frost. Nah, I'm just going to play with it. I'll play best in slots Frost. It's more fun, honestly. Rather than playing dual wield. You dual wield another tier. Okay, no House of Cards. Unlucky. What are you going to do? None of this is looking good off the rip. It's looking like a socket. Actually, it's not a socket. It's got to be Mythic Legs. Because that is actually very good for Frost. I think. I think it's got to be the Mythic Legs. Red Haste Cloak. Yeah, I think it's the legs. These are Bis Frost legs, and it also gives me... It doesn't have the issue with the whole belt situation, just because, like, yeah, I could take a socket, but I don't know. Isn't the Delve belt in, like, a week, 2 weeks, something like that? Let's go ahead and upgrade this and equip Frost gear. And then go here. And I can take off those other legs. Bam. If my Frost eye level. All of my most recent vaults have, like, all been Frost gear. It's kind of crazy. I am 680.38 equipped on Frost on this character. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the vaults. I wasn't expecting anything too crazy. Mythic House of Cards would have been the absolute dream. But other than that, what are you going to do, you know? Maybe I should play Frost and Galley, honestly. We'll see. We will see. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you.